Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to the marketplace. Coming up, wave of exits by multinational companies spark concerns about the tough business environment here in Ghana. Ahead, we'll discuss if it is all doom and gloom. Also coming up, locked up investment holders forum serves notice of plans to picket the Ministry of Finance. Again, they are asking the finance minister to make financial provision to enable the Bank of Ghana to revoke the licenses of insolvent finance houses and savings and loans companies and pay investor funds. My name is Darryl Kwao. Thanks for being with us. Details coming up. And thanks for staying with us, everyone. Ghana is experiencing a wave of exits by multinational companies as a result of the current economic crisis. This is raising concerns about the current business climate and the impact on investments. We want to give you an indication of some of the companies that have exited totally or relocated. For instance, Nivea, a skincare brand, discontinued operations in Ghana in December 2023, citing high operating costs and taxation. Also, Jumia Foods, popular e-commerce platform, shut down its food delivery service in 2023 due to the unsustainable market conditions. Also, Dark and Lovely, remember the beauty brand, exited the Ghanaian market as a result of challenging economic environment. Also, the Lipton tea brand by Unilever in March 2024, a couple of months ago, Unilever moved production of the tea brand to Nigeria, citing the current economic conditions. Also, I mean, if you've been in the system for a while, you know BIC, the popular pen production company, also moving its operations to Ivory Coast over concerns about the economic challenges here and the high operating costs. Also, just a few weeks ago, Glovo, the delivery company, announced exit from Ghana, the Ghanaian market, effective the 10th of May 2024. That's in 3 days' time, also as a result of profitability challenges and the difficult business environment. And as we've been reporting this week, French bank Société Générale exiting Ghana after 2 decades operating in the country. We don't know the real reasons yet, but probably as a result of stiff competition, high operational costs, low investment returns, and the stringent regulatory demands. Well, joining us on Zoom to discuss this is Kenneth Thompson, who is Director, Dalex Finance, thought leader, business and economic matters, also fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants in England and Wales. Good afternoon to you, sir. Thanks for joining us. What do you make of the wave of exits of some multinational companies from Ghana in recent times?
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
And good afternoon to your listeners. You know, it's very sad to see an institution such as Société Générale with a proud history. The bank has been in business for over 160 years. It's very sad to see companies like that exit Ghana. What we forget is that apart from it being good for our CV, companies like international brands actually train our people. And for me, that's their greatest benefit. But I'm surprised that anybody's surprised that these companies are leaving, because more will be leaving, because it's obvious to those companies and to all of us that the government of Ghana is not interested in the private sector. The government of Ghana is not interested in creating jobs. The government of Ghana is only interested in the government of Ghana and the people that benefit from its largesse. I mean, if let me just focus on Société Générale, the banks, for a moment. I mean, in 2019, when they were asked to, banks were asked to increase their capital to 400 million, it was around $81 million. I mean, these companies take funds from their shareholders, who are just ordinary people like you and me, who put their money together and invest. Today, that money is worth $23 million and getting much worse. And so why are we surprised? It's going to happen, it's going to continue. The government of Ghana is not interested in the private sector. The government of Ghana is not interested in creating jobs. The government of Ghana is only interested in the government of Ghana and the people that benefit from its largesse. And until that changes, this is the situation we're going to be in. We make the point that, why are Ghanaian businesses not exiting? Well, Ghanaian businesses, because there's nowhere else for us to go. But we face the same issues. We face the issues of water, lack of infrastructure, regards to roads, power, the high taxes. We face the same concerns. So nobody should be surprised. And more companies are leaving. They will leave.
Wow. I'm just going to stick with Societe Generale because you're also in the finance space as well. We've heard from some analysts who say the exit of Societe Generale is a sign of what is to come, a fully fledged banking crisis. Do you agree?
Oh, I wouldn't go as far as saying a banking crisis. But you see, every day, because of inflation, the currency depreciation, the banks become weaker and weaker and unable to finance Ghanaian business. Even if they can finance Ghanaian business, at those interest rates north of 40%, which company can borrow and pay 40% interest on the money that it borrows? Which company can do that? And all the government does is spend on itself. All the government does is interested in its largesse. All the government does is try and spin as a story, which all of us don't know is not true. It's not true. And you see, as if that is not bad enough. Now people say there's no money in the system. It's not that there's no money in the system, but if you were paid 2,000 cedis 4 years ago, another 2,000 cedis is worth less than 1,000 cedis. So of course you can't spend. And if you can't spend, you can't support business. Business can't borrow, they can't grow. We have issues with power, we have issues with taxes. So it's, look, let's actually for once try and face the issue. There are three things about reality. You can face it, you can fake it, you can do other things with it. Let's face the reality because they are going to continue to go. They will continue to go. If you take how much Societe Generale brought in, I'm not going to bother to do the math because my 12-year-old son can do it. If you take what they brought in dollars, how much dividend, how much they've invested, how much dividends they've made, they're probably in the negative. Of course, they're a listed company, so they can't say something like that, but they're in the negative. It's ridiculous. And don't think that as Ghanaian companies, we don't suffer the same thing, except that we don't have anywhere to go. If you started business with 100,000 3 years ago, that 100,000 is worth less than 50,000 today. Who does business like that? It's not working. It's not working. And let's really be real to the issues. It's not working. It's not going to work until we face our reality. Ghanaians, let's face our reality. And don't say the politicians because we're all part of the politics. And the politicians are our brothers and sisters. Let's face our reality or our situation will get worse. Our children have no jobs and it's going to continue and continue. I'm a country where the public sector is more attractive to work in than the private sector. Come on. Ghanaians, let's face up to our reality.
Right.
And more companies will leave.
Yeah. Well, that's what we don't want to hear. But there are also some assertions that the struggles we are seeing in the banking space is as a result of the losses being incurred by, or the difficulties being faced by private businesses. You agree with that as well?
Sorry, could you say that again?
No, I was just making a point that there are assertions that the struggles being faced by banks right now are as a result of the difficulties being faced by private sector businesses because they are not able to honor, for instance, the loans they take from the banks.
I can assure you that and for somebody who has funded business for a long time, I can assure that there's some percentage of businesses that probably take money that they probably don't want to pay back. A large number of businesses really want to pay back. Everybody borrows. If they can't pay, there are issues. There are issues with cost of production. There are issues with the currency. There are issues with, it just goes on and on and on. Where in the world have you seen an economic growth where you have interest rates, you can borrow north of 40%? Where? Where? It doesn't happen. You think companies wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to go to the bank, take money and not pay back. They want to pay back. They want to grow. If they can't pay back, they are very good reasons why they can't pay back. There are issues with power. There are issues with water. There are issues with the currency. There are issues with the inflation. There are issues with the roads. There are issues with water. What do you expect? I mean, it's all, it's like it's telling me which one came first, the chicken or the egg. Which one came first?
That's difficult to say. But
Thank you.
how different is the situation here in Ghana compared to other countries? What makes our situation so unique that we are seeing these wave of exits, do you think?
Government is too big. Government, the regulations are not reliable. It's impossible to plan. Go next door to Ivory Coast. Don't go far. You can't plan. It's impossible to plan as a business. It's impossible to plan. Every day there's something new. Every day there's something that's trying to make you weaker. How are you going to be? No business wants to work like that. I mean, the reality is the reality. No, we can't plan. And as if that's not bad enough, the commercial litigation process is torturous. It's torturous. Look, the government of Ghana is not interested in private sector. The government of Ghana is not interested in creating jobs. I mean, when it has money to create jobs, it funds some youth schemes that don't deliver any value. The government of Ghana is only interested in the government of Ghana and the people that benefit from this largesse. I mean, take the recent debt exchange program where people's hard-earned savings have been taken by the government because they say they can't pay. The government cannot afford to pay. What's happened to the government? Did they cut their expenditure significantly? No. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And Ghanaians, let's face the reality and deal with it. It's ridiculous. The Ghana government is not interested. It really is not interested.
Well, there are some who have also said that the exit of the foreign companies presents an opportunity for local businesses to, grow and sort of take up the space.
That's very nice. And I'm sure that if the local businesses could go, they will also go. We can't go anywhere. But we keep trying, we keep going forward and hope that one day somebody will face the reality. Because, I mean, every day, if you start with 100,000 cedis to buy a bank, in 3 years' time, that 100,000 cedis is worth 50,000 cedis. Are you going forward or backwards? The same, it almost as if people present it as if the issues that are faced by foreign companies, Ghanaian companies face different. We say we're in the same market, except that we've got nowhere to go. In any case, I don't advocate for Ghanaians to take their money anywhere else because we've got to develop the country. Only indigenous businesses can develop this country, but we've got to make it change. It has to change.
What has got to change?
Government behavior has to change. Government must be interested in the private sector. Government must live according to its means. Government must take an act to its budget. Government must stop borrowing. And when government stops borrowing, the price of money will fall, we can borrow. Government must focus on providing critical infrastructure, power, water, roads. Government must try and stop trying to pretend they can create jobs, because that also takes money to do things that makes the price of borrowing for all of us expensive. It's got to change. It has to change. That is the only way the private sector, can take over the mantle and develop. As private sector, that's all we need. Provide critical infrastructure, live according to your means, allow us to plan, provide us with an environment to be able to plan, and we'll do the rest. We don't need government.
Okay.
Nobody needs government.
I know you've said that you expect more foreign companies to exit, but we know where the country is coming from. We are currently under an IMF program. Hopefully by June, we expect some $360 million. Aren't they taking a decision in a rush, seeing that hopefully things will get better? Fingers crossed.
I mean, first, I think that the IMF program is being overplayed. All it takes, and I've said it so many times, even before we went to the program, is some little money to help you tide you over whilst you put your house in order. Of course, all the companies can see where the currency is going. They can see the city is falling, continue to fall. Of course, the companies can see that we haven't concluded negotiations with our creditors. And once we start to pay, I mean, that's going to also be a drain on resources. They can see the things that we see. So if we think the future is bleak, they also think the future is bleak. I mean, the information is available to everybody. That 360 million from the IMF is a red herring, and I want the press to stop hammering on about that. It's a red herring. What is it going to do in an economy like Ghana? It's peanuts. It's just tiding over. In any case, it's a loan. You have to pay back. It's only, I mean, you are in a tight spot, and somebody says, I mean, your income is 100 cedis. Now it's become 30 cedis. And somebody says, I'll give you a loan of 20 cedis to help you organize yourself so that you can earn more money. And you go around telling your friends that now you have money and they should continue to do business with you. Who will believe you? I mean, come on, guys. Come on. It doesn't work like that.
All right. Ken Thompson, thank you so much for your time. Director, Dalex Finance. Also, thought leader, business and economic matters. Also a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants in England and Wales. I appreciate your time with us this afternoon. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right. And so moving on to some other story we are following for you this afternoon. The Locked Up Investment Holders Forum has announced plans to picket the Ministry of Finance again. The forum is asking the Finance Minister to make financial provision to enable the Bank of Ghana to revoke the licenses of insolvent finance houses and savings and loans companies and pay investor funds. On Zoom with us is convener Dr. Eduanani Entry. Good afternoon to you, sir. Where are we at in your quest to get your monies paid?
Good afternoon. I hope you are fine.
I'm doing good.
Yes.
So I was asking where you are at right now in your quest to get your monies paid.
Where we are, as per the press release that we have, we came out yesterday in the evening, we have tried on several occasions to get these matters resolved, starting with the Bank of Ghana, where we sent proposals to the Bank of Ghana. We weren't getting any responses. So on the 27th of March, we organized a public protest, first to Bank of Ghana and then later on to the Minister of Finance. We met the Bank of Ghana governor, and the governor said they were prepared to revoke the licenses of this institution because they have become so insolvent, and that's what the law says they should do when the institution is insolvent. But when they revoke these licenses, they might pay investors their funds, and they are expecting government to make financial provisions so that they can revoke these licenses and pay investors their deposits, as was done in 2017, 2018. So they have been trying to get the ministry to do that. So we went to the ministry, we couldn't get a minister, nobody was there to receive us, to even have a discussion with us, even though we have informed the ministry that we were coming there that day. So when we didn't get the minister or anybody to have discussion with, the next day we submitted a petition to the minister. That was 28, appealing to the ministry to ensure that financial provisions are made for the Bank of Ghana to revoke these licenses and pay investors' funds to them. We waited for 3 weeks. No response whatsoever, not even acknowledgement of the petition came from the ministry. So on the 18th of last month, we sent a reminder to the ministry and said we are expecting the ministry, giving the ministry another 2 weeks at least to give us a response. We waited 2 weeks, which was the 2 weeks on the 2nd May. We haven't heard anything. And we had informed the minister that if we don't hear anything from you in the next 2 weeks, following our reminder, we will exercise our last option of picketing the ministry. The ministry didn't respond to our letters, our reminders, nothing. So when the 2 weeks came to pass, which was last Thursday, we decided now, yesterday, to inform the police that given the situation, we are going to start picketing the ministry from next week, Wednesday, which is 15th of May. And we will be doing that because we had previously informed the ministry, the police, that when we start, we're going to do it every week. And we have reaffirmed that when we start, we will do it every Wednesday until the end of November, if no resolution is is found to this issue. So that's the position now. We are waiting to have discussion with the police so that on the 15th, we will start the picketing.
And you have no indication what the hold-up is as far as your request to the Finance Ministry is concerned?
We don't know. They are not telling us anything. And that's the challenge I have, that even when somebody writes to you, at least acknowledge it, that I've received your letter and I'm working on it, or I'm inviting you to come and let's sit down and talk. You write and nobody even acknowledge the letter, as if the letter hasn't reached the ministry. But I, myself, I take all these letters personally to the ministry, to the minister's office, not to any other registry, to the minister's own office, and ensure that the secretaries have received it. And yet still, nobody is responding.
Well, it appears, though, that this strategy of picketing may not be working. I'm just saying, how soon before you get your request answered to? I mean, you've been picketing for a while.
No, we won't picket for a while. If we start picketing, we will picket until a resolution is found. And we just have to prepare to be doing that every week.
So the new strategy is that you're going to be picketing every week after you start on the 15th of May?
Yes, we won't break until we get solutions.
Yeah, and I'm asking, seeing that it appears there's been a deaf ear turned to your previous request, how effective would this strategy be, do you think?
So that's the unfortunate situation we see, that if you are not responding, maybe it is only the picketing that will let people come to realize that there is a matter to be resolved.
All right. We'll be awaiting to see if there's any response till the day you decide to picket. But just so you know, we are following the story through, and hopefully something good comes out of there. Dr. Edouard Nantwi, convener of the Locked Up Investment Holders Forum, appreciate your time. Meantime, some savings and loans companies in Ghana have indicated that they have made some improvement on the non-performing loan ratio. The Bank of Ghana in 2023 warned savings and loans companies to take a critical look at the rising cost of interest and non-performing loans. Speaking to Joy Business, Chief Executive of Opportunity International Savings and Loans, Kwame Boateng said despite the economic downturn, his company has worked tirelessly with key stakeholders to ensure sustainability.
Non-bank financial institutions, according to the Bank of Ghana in 2023, witnessed a marginal increase in their asset base. Meanwhile, some were struggling with their non-performing loans. Kwame Boateng said savings and loans companies are well positioned to absorb the increased asset quality risk from borrowers pressured by the economic effect.
Of course, all the macroeconomic dynamics affects every business, not just the financial service, because once inflation is at 25% and you have the dollar also being unstable, because there are some services that are in foreign currency that you have to use local cedi to acquire, especially IT and cybersecurity related. So it, of course, increases the cost of doing business. But we have resolved that we will not pass this cost on to customers. So trying to create a more efficient business is the way to go, so that we don't pass this cost back to the customer. We believe that the market will settle. But amidst all the turbulence, there's an opportunity for us to grow. In terms of customer centricity, I think we are one of the best in our market. If you speak to any customer of ours, he or she will talk about how we care and cherish them. We are down to earth, we understand their needs, and we're able to tweak our products and services to meet their changing demands. So I must say that the last time we did our customer survey, the feedback was very positive. And if we're able to retain about 95% of our depositors across the divide, that is a very good number to show that our services are really transforming lives and the clients also appreciate us.
Though the current cedi depreciation is affecting operations, the company said it is resilient.
Now, some members of the Canada and America Chamber of Commerce have urged the African Continental Free Trade Area after Secretariat to be firm on countries which have ratified the agreement to ensure swift implementation. According to them, there is a need for more support for businesses in the country. External Relations and Project Manager Jane Otre-Aduache called for further engagement among stakeholders to cushion SMEs. She spoke to Joy Business at the 2024 Jazz and Whiskey Affair.
The synergy of commerce and culture came alive as the American Chamber of Commerce Ghana, UK Ghana Chamber of Commerce, and the Canada Ghana Chamber of Commerce joined forces to celebrate International Jazz Day 2024. The move is to boost trade among the chambers and network for more opportunities.
We are here to network because we are all in our different offices. We are here to come together and help each other in terms of business. We are Americans, we have the Canadians, and we have the UK. We are here to collaborate and help each other in terms of business. We want to help the economy. We want to help Ghana to be able to help those other institutions that need the help. We have Kolebu Teaching Hospital, we have 37, we have all these teaching hospitals that need help.
Executive Secretary at the Canada Chamber of Commerce, Edwina Atta-Sono, stressed on the need for more partnerships.
We all know how tough the economy is, and especially for foreigners working in Ghana, it's been tough, honestly. So this collaboration is aimed at opening up the market. There's a lot that UK and the US and Canada can do together, and it is important that we start from here, we start from now. If you ask anybody that has been to this event, you'd realize that the opportunities harnessed, it has been amazing. And so going forward, you're going to see a lot more collaborations. Partnerships and JVs are the way to go, joint ventures.
All right, and that's the marketplace. Thanks for watching, everyone. We will be back same time tomorrow. My name is Darryl Kwao. Thanks for watching.